Train cars are coupled together by being bumped into one another. Suppose two loaded train cars are moving towards one another, the first having a mass of 150,000 kilograms and a velocity of 0.3 meters per second. The second having a mass of 110 kilograms and a velocity of negative 0.12 meters per second. What is their final velocity? Okay, so we have, let's call this train car A, has a mass of 150,000 kilograms and an initial velocity of 0.3 meters per second. So it's going to be moving forward. Then we have train car B. It's moving towards train car A, and it has a mass of 110,000 kilograms and an initial velocity of negative 0.12 meters per second. So this is the initial condition. In the final condition, they are going to bump together and they'll lock together, so they're either going to move together in the forward direction or they could move together in the backwards direction, but we're going to have to solve this problem to figure it out. So this is going to be a collision problem, which means we're going to use the conservation of momentum. So the conservation of momentum tells us that the total initial momentum has to be equal to the total final momentum of the system, and we can use that momentum is equal to mass times velocity to solve this. So for the initial condition, I have the initial momentum of train car A plus the initial momentum of train car B, and this is going to result in a final combined momentum. It's one combined momentum in the final condition because they are coupled together. So I have the mass of A times the initial velocity of A plus the mass of B times the initial velocity of B, and this is going to be equal to a combined mass between the two cars because they are locked together, and they will have one final velocity. They have one final velocity because they're going to be moving together. So I need to solve this for the final velocity, and I'll rearrange this so that my final velocity is equal to the mass of cart A times the initial velocity of cart A plus the mass of B times the initial velocity of B, and I'll divide this by the combined mass of the two train cars. So plugging in the numbers, we end up with a final velocity of 0.122. Because this is positive, it will be moving in the positive direction, and that's the solution.